there's still a dead light in here. Is that correct? There's a dead light in my place. This is what I have to say. Listen to this. I'm going to be doing a show on Abbott and Costello. Okay, right now I'm working on the equipment, and Y is in center field, and he's in center field, and he's Y because he's able to break from center to left and left to right. Y and Y. Y, Z, Y as he crisscrosses through the field. When you put Y and Y together, the top becomes a W. The bottom becomes the sign of the Chrysler. They're setting up in the field. Here's the pitcher's mound. Here's the plate. Who's on first? What's on second? Well, there's more of a story in this, and I'm not sure which way I'm going to go, okay, because I can play with it. So don't forget, who's on first? What's on second? 5 and 5. Now you got 5 and 5. Well, let's go 5 and 5. A red 50 in Canada with a blue fin, right, is 55. It creates a red and a blue will create the $10 bill. So it takes $50 and $5 to create a $5 bill. The blue and the red, 55 to create the $10 bill. Sorry. Blue and red takes 55 to create a 20. There's a $35 difference. Let's start him off on the 35-yard line because he kicked it out of bounds. He kicked it out of bounds to one team or the other team because if he clicked it through the end zone, they'd be taking it back in the 20. Do you understand? It's 15 to the left from 20, 15 to the right from 20 is a 35-yard line, but it's 20 yards all the way through. The field is 20. The field is 20 wide by 20, 20, 20, 20. 20 and 20 is 40, and 20 in the center is 80. 20 and 20 is 40, one time each, two times each, one in the center. So it's 40 yards, 10 yards, 40 yards. Okay, it's a total of 50 yards and 50 yards. 55 yards is a Canadian football because you see it in the lines. So what do they have? They brought him into Canada. Who's on first? Well, it's a duck. There's a duck on first base. So who's on first? It's a duck. Who's on second base in Abbott and Costello? It's a $2 toonie, or it's a bear. Do you know why the bear is on second? Because when you get two bears and you get one duck, you get a bluefin. You have to put the numbers together to the colors of the games you play. If you want to play pool, we'll play something else. If you want to play the horse racing, we'll play something else. But then when we get a greenback, the greenback means the good life. Why does a greenback mean the good life? Because a greenback is a $20 bill. It's 10 and 10, or it's a 5 and a 5 and a 10. Do you know why it's a 5 and a 5 and a 10? Because one side has to have the 5 no matter what, forcing the other side to have a 5. So they got a 5, 5, and a 10. That's 15 each. Two circles, 15 each. 15 and 15 is 30, plus the $10 they had to be for the game to become 1. Okay, because once you have 10, it shows 1 and 0. 0, my friend, is at number 5. When you want to know what 0 is, you start at 5. I'm in the middle. I'm not moving. I go to the left, minus 5. I go to the right, plus 5. Whichever way I go, I'm 10, where I am. So if you're starting at 1, you're actually at 5. You're halfway between two sides of the reality. 0 is always 5. The center of what you are is 1 equaling to 6. The dot where you stand, the crisscross lines, the 90-degree angles times 4 is 360. Let me take you out of one realm to Abbott and Costello into the red and purple 10. So when you have two purple 10s, it's now 20. Now you created two worlds, 10 and 10. Now if we have 20, 10, and 10, which is automatically 0 equals 6 equals to 7 again, because only can one exist at a time, okay? 2 10s equals the purple, purple. In pull, purple, purple, 7 and 7. Purple is 4 and purple is 12. So now you need 2 bears or 2 toonies to live. $4. 4 by 5 is 20. If you have 5 on the outside, you have 4 in between. 4 by 5 is 20. 5 by 5 is 25. Okay? Don't forget, it's the first one, the last one, and then the one in between to the left and the right is the totality of its life. What's in between is the totality of its life. Who's in between? Who's got that value? So this is $20. So in pool, this will be a 4, and a 12, it'll be purple. So you have 2 purples. So now you have 8 and 12, 24. 24 and 8 is 32. That is a doorway. That is a doorway. Do you know what happens to red and green when they come together with light? What's red? Red is the blood of man. Because what runs through man's veins that gives him life, that brings his spirit, although he breathes in the wind, that his blood does the transfer. You have 72 beats a minute, right? You just need 72. Understand? Your heart is 72. 72 times 5, 360 degrees. You're actually going at 270 and your standing is 90. So here's your colors. Now what we're going to bring you into next is this. We're going to bring you into this. We're totally changing the whole game. Listen to this, okay? If every angle or every corner that we have has to be its own home of 360 degrees, because if we measure the 9 planets, we're going to work towards the size of the 9 planets. But we're going to take away the size of the planets themselves and just use the space they're in. So planet number 1 gets 360 degrees. Planet number 2 gets 360 degrees twice. Planet number 3 gets 360 degrees. Planet number 4 gets 360 degrees. Planet 5 gets 1400, 4 times the amount as anybody else. Why? Because it covers 1, 3, and 7, and 9. It covers 4 times the amount. Then when we have Saturn, 61 moons, 55 and 6. 55 and 6, my friends. 4, 5, 5, 6. 4 and 5, 5 and 6, okay? The 5, okay? So then the total from this comes out to the other side in the 4 corners, okay? In 2 corners, it's 11,520. This has 2 areas, 526, 25, 625, the Mayan calendar. 2 times, 4 times for the 4 corners, and then 4 times for the 8 corners of the cube. 8 times the 4 corners of the cube is 23,040. 1 time for the spindle in the center that spins everything around in the cube, okay? Not counting the fill-in space. 1 time for the spindle that turns everything. 2880 plus 23,040 equals 25,920. The letters over here, can, equals to 11 and 14. Okay? The first time this one meets and the next time they meet is at number 5. Right over here. 4 and 1 is 5. But you need the first one from the first world. Incarnation, number 31. 2 times 2880 is 5760. Okay? Now when I turn it around, everything is 15. Everything is 15. 4, 5, 6, 15. Okay? 6, 5, 6, 5, 5, 4, 6, 15. It's 15, 15. 2880 times 2 is 5760. Plus 15. Go to jail does not count. Go to jail and go to jail. We're taking that out of here. Add 15 for that. We don't count the other corner, right? Count only 1 corner we brought in. 3 corners. 3 corners and 2 corners, okay? We brought in the heart. So add 15 for the circle because it takes 2880 to make 1 circle. It's right over here. The extra 2880 to make this amount. That's 1 circle because now I'm bringing it to years. 5760, okay, is 288. It's 2 corners inside the 360 degrees that creates this. Equals 5775. 5775, 5775. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Abbott and Costello. Yes, I'm going to do Abbott and Costello. I have to do it. My videos have to upload. I must fix this. Oh, there's so many things. Number 19. Number 19. Number 19, 19, 1957. Number 18, 18, 1854. The moon and the sun and Mars. The moon, the sun, and Mars. 17, 18, 19. Okay? 190, 210, 600, 700, 800, 900, 145, 145, 45, and 45. These are adding up the numbers where 19 goes all the time. When they say 420, it's all about 420. It's all about 4 corners. 420 because when you touch number 19 and number 19 touches inside 60 and number 19 touches inside 70 and 90 and it touches inside 80 and it touches inside 90, 60, 70, 80, 90, and then in the 10 section, and then the 19 section. So 19, from 1 to 19, it rules 6 times. So it's 60-40 right now. 60-40 that it rules. Let me just think. The 9, yes, the 19. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, ETH. ST, second. ND, third. RD, fourth. TH, fifth. ETH. Standard, death. It's all in the matrix. All the numbers are perfect. And we can process and go around this, my friends. Yes, we could. Yes, we could. We could very, very, very simply. So simple. So simple. It's so easy. The beginning is so easy. The understanding to begin, it is so easy. All we have to do is be a friend. And the friend is to understand the same chemical relationship and communication. The communication is the most important. It's sergeant-like, it's army-like, but reality army-like, because it's a process and a jest and a good jest, and you can't break the pieces apart just like they have put together in their formations. It's army-like, but it's not. It's a friendship, and it's a better understanding that we all want the best. But there's no harmonic ego in this. At the end, you got your home. When I say you have your home, I'm saying you come into your house and you're peaceful, and we're not going to have the distance from the pen. We have to restructure whatever. Anyways, I don't even like this video where I'm going. All I'm saying is, hey man, it's all in the freaking numbers. Yes. There's so many numbers I haven't done. Oh my God. What number one? Oh, you ever see what G looks like? Oh my God, there's a new design I saw at G. You know what happens with G? I come into number 3. I go all the way to number 5. So I don't touch 3 again. From number 5, I go to 2. I run all the way to 1. I go through 4, over to 7, through 8, over to 9, and back I turn a left turn and into 5, and I never touch 3 again. That creates your G letter. The G letter is coming in, it's a coming in force from one area. So you need an area. Somewhere on the ball has to do something. Either it's in-house or it's out-house. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Coming to you from the darkest house in St. Jerome. Oh my God. The ghosts are coming out. The Phoebus and the Deimos on first base. He's on first base. Who's on second? Oh, I don't know who's on third. Shortstop says, I don't give a damn, and in outfield he scratches his head and says, why? Why is tomorrow throwing to today when he could have been throwing to who's on first? Who's on first? He's on second? What's on third? I got that wrong already. Holy Mac. Where is that book? Where is that? Where is that? Who's on first? He's on second. What's on third? What's on third, right? You know what? Even if I got it wrong, it doesn't matter. Because there's going to be a reality for the reason of why I got it wrong. Why did it slip my mind? It was so simple. Because it was the thought adjuster. They were putting me back in the place saying, open up your mind. Maybe there's more to it than just this. Maybe it was the passage to get you to think to this part where you're going to have to think on your own. Thank you.